Hey, welcome back to the BroncPod. We are bringing a spooky special. We're doing a Halloween themed with my new host, Zailee. Woohoo! So she's now officially a host, so I don't have to be alone anymore. Yippee. So we are dressed up today for our Halloween special. So I am a little fairy. I'm a little dark fairy. And then Zailee, what are you?
I don't know if you can guess, but I'm Mrs. Clean.
Mrs. Clean with her...
Oh, my little magic eraser over here.
Yes, and we've got some candy, sort of. Okay. So today we're going to go over some spooky stuff. We're going to talk about Halloween. We're going to talk about scary movies and all that. So kind of starting off, now that, they've done a couple new scary movies out, like Terrifier 3. That one came out. Apparently it was really gory.
Did not see it, unfortunately.
I haven't seen it either because they haven't been showing it at the movie theater, but they did like Beetlejuice. But apparently when they were like showing it in other movie theaters, they had to give like puke bags because of like how gory it is. And there's a couple scenes that are like really bad.
That makes me want to watch it.
I mean, I've seen the first two, and the first two are really good. Definitely like a new type of horror for sure. But yeah, apparently this one's like mega gory. So, so we're going to do personal rankings of our own scary movies. So, do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, perfect. I love scary movies. Like, Halloween is probably my favorite holiday of the year. So, my favorite scary movies would definitely have to be, for number one, The Shining by Stephen King. Jack Nicholson was amazing, and the entire film was just awesome. Second would have to be Terrifier, and then my third would probably have to be, I'm tied between the first Sinister and then the Babadook.
Ooh.
Because, both deal with, like, dark entities that are just, like, you can't, like, you don't really see them in the movie as often, which makes it even scarier.
Yeah.
And so the development of the scary monster just, like, builds and builds throughout the whole movie, and you're like, when am I going to see it? And then you don't end up seeing the monster, and you're like, well, okay, but you're scared, like, you're scared anyways. You're like, oh my god. You're just, like, waiting. You're like, that's when you, like, turn off your lights and you, like, run into the hallway, like, out of the hallway, because you're, like, afraid the Babadook's gonna come and eat you.
I think Babadook is definitely on my list, too. I think probably number 3.
Ooh, number 3.
Number 3. My top one, I think, is Beetlejuice. It's not really scary. I sort of. I was terrified when I was little watching
I was ranking these based on, like, me actually being scared.
Yeah.
Just, like...
No, they were just good movies.
Oh, okay.
So I think Beetlejuice is number 1, just because I've always loved it. Let's see. Second one's kind of hard. What have I been scared of?
Dolls. What about Annabelle? Did you ever watch
Oh, actually, okay. Annabelle scared the crap out of me. I still can't watch it. I will not watch it ever again. Because you made me watch it. We watched all of them.
It was the scene where, like, the demon is in the staircase and then, like, he, like, looks up and chases the woman. Like, that part.
Okay, Annabelle, if we're ranking off, like, how scared I was, I think Annabelle's probably, like, number 1. Because I hate dolls.
I watched one. It was, like, a Taiwanese one called Incantation. And that one, it showed, like, it popped up different, like, incantation.
Yeah. Like,
hieroglyphic, like, images on the screen. But they, like, flashed them, like, subliminally, like, throughout the movie. So it was really weird. And it was all in, like, Taiwanese. I think it was Taiwanese. And they follow, like, this Taiwanese god or, like, this, like, Eastern god. And it ends up being, like, it's like Blair Witchy, kind of. So it's all like, film style. But then some weird stuff happens, and it's weird. It's just, it was a really weird film, and I was, like, on edge the whole time because you don't know, like, when the jump scares are happening, and when they do happen, you're like, holy crap.
And then afterwards, you're even more freaked out, like, going home and, like, getting in your car.
I watched it in my apartment, and I had to go to bed, so I was just sitting there. I was like, okay.
Okay, time to watch Disney.
Time to watch Pioneer Woman. She was my savior last year. All I watched was Markiplier and Pioneer Woman. So I was like, I'll just watch this and watch how she makes a hot roast before bed.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so we have personal movies. So then you have your scariest was...
Definitely probably Annabelle, I think.
Annabelle.
It just scared me the most. Because I hate dolls.
Yeah, I'll probably say probably Incantation. That one was pretty weird. Yeah, I didn't like. It made me feel icky.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watch a lot of weird, like messed up movies that make me feel icky, but I'm just like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
there for the
scary
drama.
can go like a lot of different ways. It's like it either makes you feel icky, it makes you like actually feel genuine fear like for your life, or it's like the more funny scary, like jump scares.
Yeah, like
You
the
know?
like the funny ones.
Yeah.
I felt icky after watching The House that Jack Built. If you ever seen that, it's on
I
Hulu.
don't think I've seen that.
That one is messed up.
Mm.
Like because it also involves like children death, and so
Ooh.
it's pretty messed
It's a
up.
different kind of icky.
Uma Thurman's in it, which is
Oh.
cool. But she dies. Like the first like 40
Okay.
minutes. The first like 20 minutes, she's dead. But that one is a really good one. But after like you feel really confused, but also icky. You're like, oh, what did I just like?
You feel like
it's behind the mind of a serial killer.
yeah.
He's like really bad at killing people,
Hmm.
and so like you follow like this journey of him like poorly like murdering these people.
Oh, that's
And
kind
then-
of awful.
So you're just like you feel like the secondhand cringe, but you're also like this is so messed up. Like
Ew, yeah.
how has he not been caught yet? It's like that. But that was a good one to watch. If you ever need like a psychological thriller, watch that one for sure.
Bet.
So then we're talking about the flops. So like the worst of the worst.
Mm.
I personally thought that I wasn't a fan of the Nun series. I thought the Nun was I liked that she showed up in The Conjuring, but I feel like making a sequel after that based on just the Nun I thought was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Because it's like
I
the same
think-
thing. It's a haunted nun in the cathedral, and then it's like bah.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with that because it also wasn't like filmed great,
Mm-hmm.
and like even the scenes that were supposed to be like the big moments were just kind of like
I wasn't impressed. The jump scares weren't impressive.
No,
I was like, oh, okay.
yeah, the Nun series wasn't very great.
I also thought the Conjuring, the Devil Made Me Do It. I thought that one, I thought that one was terrible.
Conjuring.
That was so.
Which
That's
one
the
was
one
that?
where they have like they find like the witch remnants under the house.
Oh,
and
okay.
then it's,
Actually,
like,
no. That is
it's
one
based
of
on
the
a
ones.
true story.
Yeah, I couldn't watch that one. I watched that in theaters, and I ended up getting so uncomfortable in the movie theater that I ended up leaving.
Really?
Yeah, like
I was bored
I don't
the
think it
whole
was
time.
I think it was just the meaning behind all of it was so freaky and gave me such a like weird like
Mm-hmm.
icky feeling. I was like, I don't want to be watching this anymore.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I hated that
What?
movie. Yeah.
No, I was so bored the whole time because I was like, oh, they're going after like these witch remnants and they're like trying to uncover and like nothing like really happened. And I was just sitting and like watching this and I'm like, is anything gonna like
I think it was the fact that it was based on like true
true
stories
story?
and stuff was the reason it made me feel icky because I was like, this happened, and
Yeah.
I don't like that because
There's a whole documentary on Netflix, so watch the documentary before you watch the movie, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But unless you liked the movie, then like kudos for you. Everyone is entitled to their own
Everyone
opinion.
has their own opinion.
So kind of moving on, we're gonna talk about childhood costume ideas. So talking about some of the more reminiscent ideas or costumes that we have worn in the past that maybe won't get us canceled.
Won't get us I don't have any that I think I would get canceled for. Most of the time, I think, like looking back at pictures and stuff that I can remember, a lot of the time I was a fairy. Like that was my go-to costume for Halloween. It was always fairies. But my nickname was also like Pixie or Tinkerbell, like fairy related. So
You're like, oh, this
it was
is
just my
fitting.
go-to. Yeah.
Yeah, just another day.
Yeah.
I think I was Dorothy twice. Well, I think once when I was little, and then once I like was like 6 or 7, or between like 5 or 6. So I had like the red shoes and I had like the fake dog and everything, and then
Fake dog.
yeah, like the
Dragging
stuff.
it around.
I had a little basket, and I wasn't just dragging a dog down the sidewalk. No, I had it like in my little basket, and I had like a wig on and everything because Dorothy's hair was red. And I was a brunette, and that doesn't work. I was also a steampunk time traveler. So, okay, funny story. I actually made all my pieces because I was so stoked. And I had told my grandma, I was like, I want to be a steampunk time traveler.
So cute.
And so we like looked on Pinterest and like she like did like my makeup and everything. So it made it look like I had gears out of my face.
Wait, that's actually so cool.
Wait, I actually have a picture of it. I will show you right now. My dad sent it to me.
That is so cool.
It's so cringy though.
Oh, not what I was expecting.
I'm gonna show the camera. That is what it looks like. My dad's like, my little time traveler. It's so bad. But
But
made
you loved it. So it's okay.
I felt so cool. And I had like an old pocket watch that my grandpa gave me, and like I made this like hand piece that was made of like chains and like different like clock gears. It was really cool. But then I'm like looking at it and I'm like, dear Lord, let me out of the house.
You loved
My
it at
dad.
the time. It's okay.
It's fine. I'm trying to think of what else that I was. Vampires.
Vampire. I was a Monster High doll one year.
Which one were you? That's the important question.
I honestly can't. I
give
think
me
I was the
Frankie
zombie.
vibes.
Yeah, I think I was
Give me
Frankie
Frankie
or
vibes.
the zombie. Which one was it?
Oh
my gosh, her name just completely left my brain.
Gulia?
Gulia.
Yeah, Gulia was the vampire.
Yeah.
Was the
Was the zombie.
She was friends with Cleo.
Yeah,
Claire.
I'm pretty sure that's who I was, but I can't remember now. I may have been pink. Like it may have. What's the one with like the pink?
Draculaura?
Maybe I was
The
Dracula.
vampire?
Yeah. I don't know which one. I was a Monster High
Pictures.
doll. I don't
need
know.
evidence. I need to know. So we have all of our different little costumes that we've done. I don't think I did anything like. Never mind. I'm not even gonna mention that. I'm done.
Just don't share that.
Okay, on to the next. Phobias and fears.
Mm.
This one we were talking about when we had our meeting because I feel like phobias and fears don't get talked about enough, especially
No.
phobias because those like we were just talking. Before
Yeah,
we
they
were
interest
filming.
me a lot. Like
Because
phobias
they don't
and stuff.
like they don't go away.
Yeah.
And like somehow either like you just are born with them or there's something significant in your childhood that happens that makes you develop these. Like for example, I have trypophobia, which is the fear of like holes and like just indents, if that makes sense. So if you think of like honeycombs or like pumice stones are the one, or like the dried flower arrangements that you can get at Hobby Lobby that have like that weird
Like dotted.
I don't
like,
know. I don't know what it is, but
ball
it has like yeah, it has like giant holes in them, and like some type of seed
Yeah.
goes in them. I like the look in just the entire visual of it just makes me like really sick to my stomach. It just freaks me out, and so I can't do it. There was one time I did pass out. I was
Oh.
in AP psychology, and we were talking about phobias, and our teacher, Dr. Ritchie, was like showing us pictures. She was like, "Oh, we're gonna go over phobias and see like maybe if any of you have phobias." And I was like, "All right, bet. all right,
Pass
bet."
out in the middle.
So yeah, she pulled up the picture of like the pumice stone thing, and it was just holes all over the projector. And I literally like sat, and then I just passed out in my seat. And
That's actually
it was really
wild.
bad. I just felt so like sick, and I was like, it felt dizzy, and I was
Oh.
like,
See, I don't think I actually have any phobias. I think I only have fears. Because nothing is, like, to the point of me not being able to get over it. Like, I hate dolls. Like I said, Annabelle, hate it. Hate dolls, but I could get over it, you know? And I
you were
hate...
stuck in a room.
Yeah, if I was, like, stuck in a room with a bunch of dolls, I'd be freaked out, terrified. But I wouldn't, like, you know... die.
think we should
I don't know.
test that. I think
I don't think
we should go to Zach Baggins' Haunted Museum, and we should put you in the room of dolls, and then you can get over your phobia.
That one, okay, Zach Baggins, his stuff's actually like not okay. That one I might pass out, but
Because there's the haunted doll that he has.
yeah, or like the doll island that we were
What do you
talking
mean?
about.
No, like there's a ton of dolls that he has, but there's like one doll that's like really haunted. It's like it's the boy. I don't.
Oh,
Frankie, Eddie. I don't remember.
we watched it and there was like he has like the cracks up like on his legs and stuff.
Yeah. And he sits in a little chair and has
Yeah.
a little hat and everything. And if you like look at him, you like die. Like, no, I'm serious. Like people have like died because they've like taunted the doll.
Yeah, maybe
Just
it
like
will
Annabelle.
not put me in a room with that.
This spring break.
Maybe not.
Tune in.
Tune
And
in.
we'll find out if Zaylee can get over her fears. Do you have any other fears?
I really hate the feeling of falling. But again, it's not like a phobia because I can get over it. Like
Like when you're dreaming and then you like fall off like a high place. Or
yeah, like
just,
falling out of like high places. So like bridges, I get really like uncomfortable going up bridges.
diving.
Yeah, like cliff jumping into water, hate it. I'll do it eventually. Sometimes I back out like a little wuss, but I try my best to get over that fear.
Like going over bridges like makes you nervous.
Yeah, going over bridges makes me very.
So is that
very
just
nervous.
more of a fear of heights then?
No, it's like the idea of falling. And like
Oh.
that feeling itself is what scares me. Because I can look and like eventually be fine. But, or like, okay, so for example, like rock climbing, when I'm at the very top, the feeling of having to like let go and like drop terrifies me. Like I will sit there and try to hang on for as long as I can before I let go. Because it's just so
But you're
I don't know.
connected to a harness.
Yeah, but like what if it breaks?
You're like, well, what if it snaps and I fall?
I'm still falling.
I just like fall to my death and like crack my head open.
I don't know what it is, just the feeling of falling and like in dreams the feeling of falling.
Dude, I hate that. Like when you're like walking in your dream and you like miss a step and you're like your body just like jerks. You're like, bro, I clearly can't even walk straight in my dreams.
I don't know.
I'm afraid of lice.
That's a valid fear.
Well, yeah, like,
Afraid
for
of
the
lice.
longest time, like I was afraid of like getting lice from like kids because I had long hair.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't want to run around with little bugs in my hair. Like I thought it was so gross, and like seeing videos on TikTok of people with lice, I'm like, ugh.
You're kind of like a germ, like
like
freak kind of person. Like,
a freak? Did you just call me a freak?
Oh.
Wow.
I lived with you. I know how freaky you are.
No, yeah. I'm also a germaphobe.
Yeah.
So I've gotten better about it since like being in college, but like in high school, I was a big germaphobe.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always washed my hands. So my hands were always cracked. Like hand sanitizer always on me. I had it strapped on me all the time.
Usually, you're weird about water bottles too.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
I'm like,
a lot of
you
people,
can
a lot of
unscrew my
people
water bottle,
are,
but like don't drink out of my straw.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's also weird because I think of like your little microbes getting in my straw.
Yeah.
Turns out CiCi's actually a psychopath and hates everything. No. But yeah, besides lice and like some little germs, I don't and I guess holes apparently. I don't have any other fears or phobias, I don't think.
Not that I'm aware of. I could be terrified of a lot more things, but
yeah,
phobias that I haven't figured out yet. I don't know.
Yeah, like people have like deep water fears. So like exploring like, the deep water.
I think
or, like water that's colored, so you can't see the bottom of it.
I
so, like,
actually hate that too.
Like lakes and
I can
stuff.
get over it though, so it's not really a fear of mine.
Yeah, I just pretend. I'm just like, oh, it's okay.
I'm just in water.
Yeah, but
it's
you're
when
like,
something
you don't
touches
know how
your
deep
foot.
it is. Yeah,
that's
water
scary.
snakes.
Water snakes.
Water snakes.
No, it's not too big of a deal for me. I think the ocean though. I think if I were to actually be in a situation where I was in the bottom of the ocean, I'd probably have a panic attack.
Like you're in the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah, I'm in the bottom of the ocean, like in a submarine or something.
Oh.
I think I'd end up freaking out.
I was like, you're just in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, I just swim down there.
No, because all the little critters and whatever.
Critters, it's dark. You can't see anything.
No, I'm more afraid of. Okay, actually,
what's
false.
in it?
I have another fear, guys. Water snakes. Snakes, or just snakes in general, that can just slither on in the water. Like
that doesn't bug me.
I can't know because they can go really fast. They can
Yeah.
slither in the water incredibly fast. So like if I'm like trying to run away from it, it's gonna get me. And so like
I think they're more scared of you than you are
until you like piss it off. Yeah, but like I think the idea of like a giant large reptile or just
an alligator.
No, just like a giant snake, like water moccasins.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Those
are scary.
different,
Those are
yeah.
terrifying because they just hang out.
I'm thinking of like a little like water garden snake.
Oh,
like the
no,
tiny little
those are
garden
fine.
snakes. You know?
No, those are fine. I'm talking like the ones
Big,
that,
like
the big ones that can like swim in the
like
water.
in the Amazon.
Yeah, like the Garrett the fish guy.
Yeah.
Where he's like looking for the 20-foot python.
Yeah.
In the Florida Everglades. Yeah, can't. Nope. No, ma'am. No thanks. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
So on to our next one, which I'm really looking forward to, is would you survive scenarios? So you want to start us off?
Yeah. We'll start off with the zombie apocalypse. Okay, we have a couple bullet points. Where am I taking post in a zombie apocalypse? I'm going home. I'm going back to Idaho.
Desert.
I'm going back to the middle of nowhere. No zombies are going to be there. Like, I live in the middle of nowhere back
Dead,
home.
they always find a way.
It's maybe just stragglers. There's no way there's going to be, like, enough zombies there that I can't.
Build a compound around your house.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Hefe just builds a compound.
Hefe builds the compound around the house. Whole towers in the center.
Yeah,
like
watchtowers and
Yeah.
everything.
And having my dad and my brother there, we're set in the zombie
And then you
apocalypse.
could Mad Max the cars. Actually, that might be a good idea. I might be going to your place.
I'd bring you with me.
Okay, yeah, we can go together for the zombie apocalypse. I was gonna say, probably, I had it in my head. I was thinking hospital, but I was like, wait, CiCi, that's like the worst place.
That's the worst place to
I was thinking,
go.
I was like, oh, because you have
That's
all
usually
the medicine.
where they,
no, like that's where the outbreak happens.
That's where it happens.
I always thought the prison was a smart idea because you're like surrounded and protected.
Yeah.
But like after watching The Walking Dead, I was like, that didn't really work out. So I feel like
it's a good idea in theory, but I don't think it actually like.
I think I would definitely be more of like I need to go out into the country.
Yeah.
So, like no, I feel like Nebraska and like would be a good place, or like Wyoming.
Wyoming,
Like,
too.
A desolate place to like go and post up would be good. Get into a cabin and just like surround myself.
Middle of nowhere.
Weapons, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like up in the mountains too. Like thinking about just like staging myself in the mountains. That way, like I know everywhere to
Everywhere.
look. And then that way you're like close to a fresh source of water, and there's like natural animals that you can hunt and kill. And then if you need an out, you can go anywhere.
Yeah. You're set.
So, okay, so then what are your first go-to materials then?
That's actually hard. Materials. Like, what do you mean by that?
So, like, if you had, like, a survival backpack, like, what?
Oh, like, if I'm, like, if I gotta go, like,
sure.
travel a little bit or something.
Or, like, that you have to have on you at all times.
On me at all times. Well, first aid kit.
Okay.
You know, just in case. You don't know what's gonna happen. Let's see. I'd always have, like, some sort of water container. Whether that be, like...
any type of, like, water purifier.
Yeah, like... something that I can have water with me or get water if I come to like a natural water source of, some sort. A weapon.
Well, no, we'll talk about weapons after, but I'm saying like,
weapon.
what you gonna have on you?
Snacks.
Like in your gummy bears,
snacks,
some graham crackers, maybe. Auntie Anne's white mac and cheese.
You gotta. Let's see. You gotta carry like light. I feel like if you're going.
I do like a fire starter, water purifier, or like the bags that you can just like water purify, or like the straws.
Yeah.
And then probably like either some type of like hydrogen peroxide or like alcohol, like something to like clean and just like disinfect.
Yeah.
Because knowing me, apparently I'm a germ freak, so
you are.
I think that's pretty reasonable. Okay, so now to the fun part though is like your weapon choice.
I guess it depends on... I mean, I feel like a majority of people are gonna say they're gonna have a gun.
Okay, but
I'm gonna have a gun.
Ammo. Unless you have, like, a armory that you can just, like, how to, like, build shells and...
Yeah. Okay, if that was an issue, if, like, ammo and stuff was an issue, my go-to weapon would probably be a bow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you can make your own, you can make your own bows.
Yeah.
That I can hop on. Okay, I can support that. Yeah.
I think.
I'd pull, okay.
you just watched The Walking Dead.
No, I'm like a huge fan, so I'm like taking notes in my brain, and like I remember going to like the Scholastic Fair and there was like a zombie apocalypse guide. I'm not kidding you. Like it told you like A to Z, like how to start a fire, how to keep, things like tucked away in trees from like bears. Like
a survival guide.
Yeah,
basic survival guide
for the zombie apocalypse.
Okay.
And I like filled it out A to Z, like of every detail. I'm like who I'm taking with me, who's on my crap list. I'm like they're going first.
If they're going down, like I'm gonna let them go down.
My besties so and so are coming with. Like I had it all like lined up. And yeah, being a giant Walking Dead fan, I'd probably do like Negan's go-to bat because it's like close combat and like you need one swing and they're done. And then that way, like
I think I wouldn't trust my own strength enough for that. Like I feel like I try to go for the like one swing dead and it's like I'm dead.
You just straight up miss. You don't even hit them.
I probably would. I'm not gonna lie. I need that like far range distance. Like
yeah, that's true. But then like at the same time, like with a gun, for example, you'd need to like be like very precise.
I think
you have limited ammo, so you need like one shot like per zombie. You can't be like shooting.
I will say I lived in the middle of nowhere of Idaho. I think I'm okay with that.
Pioneer woman.
I'm pioneer woman.
I could trust your ability. No, otherwise I'm just like I'm gonna take the bat because I don't trust myself with a firearm.
Valid reasoning.
So we also had other places besides like the zombie apocalypse. So if you were to get deserted in a forest, would you rather be deserted in a forest or on an island?
Definitely a forest. I feel like there's more to get from the environment.
But I feel like you're more exposed, like, because they could be like anywhere compared to an island, because like you could clear out the whole island and then you're just by yourself.
That's true. I guess it depends on like what kind of situation. Like, are we deserted with like on the zombie in the zombie apocalypse?
I guess now, we can.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just thinking in general.
We'll just keep it going.
Okay, so in the zombie apocalypse, I'd rather be on an island, because then you can just clear out the whole island and be fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But then you have to think about like food sourcing.
Yeah, but that's the hard part. Why I would rather choose, just in general, I'd rather choose the forest because there's more.
Okay, actually, I might switch my answer, and I think the forest would be a good one. Yeah. You can frolic in the forest and also evade the zombies.
Exactly.
You're like, I'm foraging for berries and killing zombies.
And killing zombies at the same time.
All right, and then our next one is my favorite, slasher movies. Would you think you could survive a slasher movie? Ow.
Depending on the slasher movie, I think I could. Depending on the slasher movie, though.
What terms?
I definitely think that I could survive like Halloween. I don't know. That's
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers, like, it can't be that hard. In all reality, watching those movies, I'm sitting there thinking the entire time, like, how are they dying? You know?
You're ignorant.
You know? But, like, Saw, I don't think I could survive Saw.
Oh, no. For sure. Like, if he was like, hello, I want to play a game, I'd be like, yeah, this is it.
I'm done.
I'm not sawing my leg off for this.
No.
Actually,
I think I'd try. I think I'd definitely try to survive. But in the Saw movies, it's all like manipulation. So like even if you win, you don't win.
And well, I mean, unless you cut your leg off.
Most of the time, you're still gonna end up dying anyway.
I think the worst trap would be in was like I think it was the second Saw movie where the woman was in the pit of needles. And like, he was in the needle pit, so like they pushed her in there, and she was like digging around, and I was like,
oh.
If I was stuck in there, I think I'd be done. Or like the headlock one.
Oh
where,
yeah.
Like, if the timer goes off, it just like opens up. Yeah, that one for sure. Well, because you have to like also like sacrifice someone else because the key is in that person.
And that's also so hard. I don't think I could get through with like
if you had to sacrifice someone else for the sake of your own living. Like
I wouldn't.
I don't know.
I think I'd just be more content with letting myself die than like sacrificing somebody else.
I don't know, man.
Really?
I don't know.
Well, I know who not to go to if my life depends on it.
Nature. And I mean, like, survival of the fittest at this point. So if I'm just gonna don't cancel me, but I gotta do what I gotta do.
To a point, I understand. It depends on who the person is. I
might not be able to run anymore if I have 1 foot, but I could always get a prosthetic and still live on life. Yeah. Would I be traumatized? Absolutely. But would
I don't think you'd want to run.
Yeah.
After that.
Because I love life right now, I want to be like, you know what? I would do everything in my power to be like, I'm gonna survive this. Ask me like 4 months ago, I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know. I'm okay with my fate, but now I'm like,
Ask
you know
me
what?
right now after my anatomy and phys exam, I don't know.
Let Saw take me.
Let Saw take me. I'm okay with it. Better than what I did.
Okay, so now, what would be like your favorite slasher movie to like be stuck in? Like if you're like, okay, if I know that I'm gonna come out on top and I'm gonna win, what slasher movie are you gonna do?
Oh. Actually, I have no clue. Let me think on that. You answer first, because I don't know.
I was giving you that time so I could think. Well, okay. Well, you mentioned Scream.
I think I could get through Scream, because that's also another one of those movies.
Quicker than Michael Myers.
Yeah, he's quicker than Michael Myers, but it's also one of those movies where the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, how are these people dying?
It's also one of your friends that you know, because in Scream it was the boyfriend, so it was like, ooh.
It does cut a little deeper with Scream.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you realize, it's like one of your friends.
I think one that I would be okay in would probably be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because I could just run. Like, none of them, like, all of them stayed on, like, the compound. And, like, they just, like, were so afraid that they just, like, never left. Dude, I would have bolted.
You would have been gone and out of there.
I'm running, because I know I have more endurance than this man. He's a big man, and he's carrying a heavy piece of machinery. I'm going to run until he can't run anymore.
Good point.
So,
actually, yeah.
I'm out.
I think I have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah. I mean, Scream would be good, but like I feel like I could just run away. But one I don't think I would survive besides Saw would be Nightmare on Elm Street, because he can get you in your dreams.
Yeah.
He can kill you in your dreams. And I
that one's the one that I would not
dreams.
survive.
So like
Nobody survives if they're in your dreams.
Mm-mm.
You can't sleep. You're not going to survive without sleep.
Exactly. Like Edge of Dreams, which you need to watch.
I will watch.
Totally sidetracked.
Anyway.
I mean, other than that, we want to know what your spooky, scary stories are and what favorite horror movies you guys like. What was your favorite Halloween dress up go-to costume? What horror movie would you survive in if you think you can beat us and our abilities?
Our potential abilities.
Can you survive? And would you be able to survive the zombie apocalypse? I mean, other than that, do you have any final notes on this Halloween special?
Happy Halloween, guys.
Please be safe.
Be safe. Don't be dumb. Call
careful.
somebody if you need to call somebody.
Watch out for that dental hygiene. Don't eat too much candy.
Don't eat too much candy.
Get cavities. Besides that, thanks for watching the BroncPod. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a review, and don't forget to comment. And we will see you next time on the BroncPod. Bye!